because this is the take time when they deployed a security team. I would say more like a medical team to this campus because they are considering after days of standoff, if they are really lack of food, I mean, most of them will be very likely need medical support. So they found a young woman who was relatively stable, who doesn't want to come out at all. Okay, so now we're in the library. This is my first time coming into this library. I don't know whether you can see our live streaming because it's indoor, so the signal might be relatively weak. But as you can tell, oh, actually, the library is just fine. You can see it's most of the books are still being kept on the shelf. But if you see the lounge area,
could you please just come here? It's so funny to see that stuff over there. Please make sure the books. Please treasure the book.
Please treasure the books.
At least they still have some common sense, not using the books as their so-called weapon, right?
Okay, but if you check out the elevator facilities over here, I don't think the elevator would work. There are also water down here, so certainly it looks like the pipe system is being destroyed over here.
Yes.
I don't think the elevator would function over here. Even though some people would say, do trash the book, you can still see there are some books are being
destroyed, right?
Destroyed as well. There are books on the floor.
And you see all the labels and all the receipts. Oh my God, it might be a huge work to get this back to normal.
And also, I would assume that it needs a relatively longer time to resume. It may cause a lot of financial loss over here. Just take a look at the books falling off on the ground. It's really hard to see. Okay. Also, if you take a look at the common area, certainly. Let's check out the newspaper. What day was that? This is a newspaper from November 10th. The majority of the standoff is on November 14th. So this is a newspaper from November the 10th. So I would say that the library is very likely malfunctioned since November 11th or 12th or something.
November 11th.
November
like
11th.
10 days ago.
That was 10 days ago. Okay.
So let's go
walk out.
outside. I think the library. Isn't the library the only spot for the protesters not being destroyed that seriously?
Over here. The entrance has been destroyed as well. Okay, so basically this is
it's their first aid station. They have their own first aid station for their own protesters to get hurt. When they get hurt, they can go to this first aid station. And actually, we forgot to show them the map. The map. Yeah. Shall we just go to there to show them and get back?
Do you mind maybe checking with the reporter?
Sure.
And see.
Okay, let me ask them.
Because Diqi can speak Cantonese, I don't. So it's easier for her to check what's going on over here. She'll be asking those reporters whether there are any updates from the school officials. We just don't want to miss the presser over here. Social media live streams CGTN's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube and Weibo platforms. And this is amid a month-long protest in Hong Kong.
We still don't know the time when the presser is going to be held because the searching team is still inside the uni to investigate. So I think it should take a bit long time to wait. Okay. So what about we show them the map?
Let's go ahead and
to
walk inside the campus and check out more.
Yeah, and as before, I saw the campus just mentioned the police has been the police took 3,989 petrol bomb from the campus today. That this inside the campus. Can you imagine? How could it be so dangerous, right?
I think it's also because this is a university.
Yes.
So many students are very highly educated.
Yes, and
That's the point. They know how to make petrol bombs. They know how to take medical care.
yes.
They basically know everything.
Yes, and they still have their own tactic to the map where their protesters should stay and where the police are and where their first aid station. And this is another building. Just
all the windows or glasses are smashed over here. Even though it's locked, you can go ahead and walk in. There's also graffiti over here, written "Liberty or Death" over here. And take a look at the trash. This is their center for trash. It could be trash. It also could be barriers for many of the protesters because they are basically what they did was to block the campus, and then they blocked all the entrances of the campus so that the police
cannot come in to the campus.
摄像机右下角有根线。摄像机右下角有根线。Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I think this map.
Okay, that's the map we're showing.
Yeah.
Can you explain what it is?
Okay.
Most of them are in Cantonese.
Okay. From here, is this one. I think Jim just told us that this is the different meaning. This is where they shower. They can take shower here. Where they can have food, supplies, and where they go rest, and also where they can change their clothes, right? And also here, I'm not sure what does it mean, but it's more like where they store their weapons or some equipment. And we can see they put this near the different locations inside the campus. And we can see that this is the pool. So near the pool, we can see they can change. I think we just went to there. It's an indoor stadium. We just went, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and also, and you see this. This means they can't go there because the police are over there, right?
Yeah, they call the police dogs. So there are many dogs over here. They're dangerous.
They're dangerous, and it's just so. Sometimes they're smart, right? Because they're highly educated
very well
students.
organized.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and walk and check out one of the entrances of the.
And also here.
Oh, go ahead.
The PolyU fast, some channel. I don't know what does it mean.
The
Supporting station, where they can live the news from the whole university to their protesters.
So they're creating a small new world where they maybe call this place a part of a freedom or call this place a ideal place. They occupied from campus to campus before the Polytechnic University was under threat. The Chinese university was one of the battlefield and standoff stations between the police and between the police and the protesters. And now the Polytechnic University, their online forum saying that they are targeting more universities in the future. So this is incredible. So we're walking towards another entrance at the Polytechnic University, where just to give you a sense why they would block the campus. So basically they block the campus, protesters block the campus, police are outside of the campus, they attack the police, and another thing that they do is to attack the traffic. So that's why it's one of the most public facilities channel. It's a tunnel. It's a vital channel in Hong Kong's traffic.
Someone said once upon a time, HK say it was an amazing modern city full of diversity and life. Actually, I agree with you. And now you're lucky if the subway is working. I think the subway is working right now, right? But it will close a bit earlier than used to be. And also, he said, it's so sad how a city can be destroyed so fast. Exactly. I was really surprised by how the whole university can be destroyed like this, right?
I think let's just for the sake of time-wise, let's go to that place directly.
Okay.
The bridge directly, just to give you a sense. But how can we walk up to there? Okay, just to continue what I trying to say, the tunnel, the Red Cross tunnel, was destroyed, and it's a very vital tunnel to Hong Kong traffic. And the road workers have just finished repairing the facilities over there, and but the campus, the Polytechnic University campus near the channel, is still under closure. Technically, it's still under closure, but you can see many of the reporters would like to walk in freely before it's officially being opened. There are still, we randomly see some visitors from other countries who are very curious what really happened at this university. They walk in and check. Where was the bridge?
Sure.
Okay, this way.
This way.
It's that way, right?
Is it this way? No, I think it's downstairs.
It's downstairs.
Yeah, this way is to the main library.
Oh, that's the main library. So it's not here.
You can see actually this building is quite nice. And I'm not sure whether it's being destroyed inside.
Well, we are kind of missed. Okay, how can we get to?
就是从这儿上去。
But anyways, let me show you this place. This is the place where many student protesters will produce their petrol bombs over here. You can see there are all different supplies over here for them to make petrol bombs. Although police have found
it's all new. It's all brand new, and there are also like some pens and books here. The seizures. This one is a petrol bomb. Just be careful with this.
This is a petrol bombs that the protester. It's basically a cell-made petrol bombs. Many
Yes.
of the things are from the laboratories. As you can tell, it's very dangerous. So I think this is a petrol bomb that the police didn't find. That's not among the 3,000 ones being found.
It's the one missing.
Before it's being completely opened, let me put here so that they can find them.
And we can see there are like the scissors. All these are brand new.
Knives and scissors, they have enough supply to make the bombs. Well, the students are really smart, actually. See?
I think
Bombs
this one
they
is
use at the laboratories. So basically here, this is the entrance of the Polytechnic University. So basically they're guarding this place. And during the standoff, police is on the other side. They're guarding the entrance.
And we are going to check out some comments from Facebook. Vivian Wang said, please recover the university, be the real university appearance. I really hope one day it will get back to normal. And we can see this. It's a fire extinguisher.
Okay, what if there's something incident happened, they can definitely use this to put out the fire.
Yes, of course.
As a weapon as well.
Yes. I think this one has been used, right?
This is the one, the hydrant is already being used. Okay, go ahead.
And there are some restaurants. I think this one is a restaurant, and also there are I think it's also it's not just a restaurant, but it became to the first aid station. And we can see, we saw really a lot of keep clean inside the campus. I don't know what does it mean. If you want to keep clean, but why just make it like this, right?
Well, I think basically they're being strategic about they're keeping some places relatively cleaner in order to kind of survive for a little bit longer time, because it's been very strategic if you want to stay on this campus. If there's not enough supply, especially food supply, you won't be able to continue such a long standoff with the police, I think.
I saw some photos is they went inside to the kitchen and they cook. Some of the protesters will cook for their colleagues in the kitchen. But
let's show them the Starbucks.
Okay. Oh yeah, that one was being seriously destroyed. The Starbucks.
If I don't tell you it's a cafe, you won't believe that it's a cafe.
Right, exactly. Just like the convenience store we saw before. The ketchup.
This is amid the 6-long protest in Hong Kong. It all started with a fugitive bill debate, which is already now withdrawn. But that's the thing that sparked people's concern over whether over what they call democracy here in Hong Kong. Okay, this is Starbucks. This is Starbucks.
You find out their typical coffee making machine, right? And it's just hard to imagine the whole Starbucks has been ruined like this. And there are some comments from the Facebook.
We're running out of time.
Zhao
Let's go
said,
back.
okay, let's go back. And I'll just read some comments from our Facebook. Chia said, no word will adequately describe the stupidity of this generation of HKU students. The consequences are for them to suffer. Exactly, I think they destroyed the whole university like this, and it will take really, really a long time for them to get back to school, to being educated. I think the students are being educated online right now. They take the online course, right?
Yes. So if you can take a look at the downwards, there are many bricks over here. The bricks is one of the weapons they would use to attack people, as well as set up barricades. Even on the road, you can still many bricks. There are still many bricks that hasn't been used. So basically, they will throw the bricks downwards to attack people.
It's more like a lower ground floor.
I think that's a parking lot, right?
Parking lot, yes, exactly.
Okay. Can we find a way back?
Yeah, sure.
It should be all there, right?
And there is another comment. I don't know what is the deeply condition of this university, but I request to Education Board, please solve this, sir. I think the police they're trying to solve the whole condition.
Well, compared with other major universities in the world, this is definitely not a large campus, but certainly we are astounded while we're waiting, walking, and it certainly takes so much time to repair. It takes so much time to do simply the cleanup work. So we're standing by and waiting for the police to hold a press briefing and to give us more details. Not the police, but the president of the campus to give us more details about whether they're about to reopen the campus. It looks like they're all still standing by.
Yes.
They're not. They're somewhere in the university, so we haven't shown you inside
The building.
but
we can check it that time, right? Yeah, I think we should wait for the presser to start, and we will bring you back to the latest of the presser.
So, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, please go ahead and post some.
Just let me check out. Yeah, it's really. unbelievable. I agree with you.
Given the fact of the diversity of Hong Kong, I mean, Hong Kong is proud of its diversity. It's proud of the diversity of the students, about the campus. Many university presidents mentioned about that. But given that I simply couldn't imagine this situation at this, and this is only one university, and many universities.
Not just PolyU and also
like
HKU and Hong Kong Chinese University and have been destroyed like this. But after today's tour, I have to say I'm really, really shocked by this, because I think Hong Kong is a international city, and all the students from different countries, they came here to study, to learn so many different things. But I just don't know why they will become like this right now.
Let's just stand by and wait a little bit and
Yes.
see whether the school officials would come out and see. So just to give you a little bit background, what's this about? This all comes from a fugitive bill.
Yes.
A Hong Kong resident killed his girlfriend in Taiwan, and then he escaped. He escaped back to Hong Kong.
Yes.
So, and people would say that because there's no extradition agreement between Hong Kong and Taiwan, he cannot send back to Taiwan to face justice. And also at the same time, because Hong Kong police is lack of evidence, so the police is not being able to tell whether he's guilty or not. And there's a saying, people are critiquing, say somebody killed people, but he can't be put into justice. So we need to fix the fugitive bill. And that's why sparked the protest.
Yes.
Because
A
many
6-month-long protest, right?
and this is some people call it a cover revolution, some people call it a student movement, but others say this is also a penal war. Because the reason why this is being sparked was because the opposition are trying to tell the people, if the fugitive bill is passed, if you jaywalk, let's say, you're very likely to send to the Chinese mainland and put into jail for like years. And this has put a huge gap between the relationship between the mainland, the Chinese mainland, as well as the Hong Kong people. So there's a huge emotional things that anti-Chinese central government, anti-Hong Kong government. And those kind of protests has escalated and turned to violence. And that's something that we see so far. Originally, those are the protests come out all corners of Hong Kong, but now they focus on campuses because most of the protesters
Our students
are
less
students.
than 18 years old, are younger than 18 years old. Yes.
So Polytechnic University, many police say that this is a battlefield. This is the place where they make arrows, they make bombs, they make petrol bombs to attack people.
They throw bricks to the people and they destroy the whole road and also the whole campus.
Also elsewhere in Hong Kong, protesters set a man on fire, and that's one of the major incidents. But also people are blaming the police brutality because there was one incident where police shoot a man. So there's rounds of debate over who's right, who's wrong. Those who support the government, those who are anti-government,
Yes.
they basically cannot communicate each other. They cannot persuade each other.
In a peaceful way.
In a peaceful way. So people stop talking of politics, especially in the last 6 months here in Hong Kong.
Yes.
That's why it makes a lot of people very, very anxious about what's going on here.
So I think we should stop here or continue to wait.
Yes, let's see how long. Let's do a final check and see whether people are having any questions. Otherwise, we will sign off.
Exactly. I think we should stop.
Okay, so
Before the presser starts, I think we should go check and find a spot for us to set up the camera. But we will keep bringing you guys the latest information from the university after the presser. Yes, so thank you so much for watching our live streaming in Hong Kong Polytechnic University
And
today.
please stay safe.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you so much for watching.